So if people would like to connect to Matrix, what would you recommend for people to start with?
Through trained, I am trained in whether people will connect, some listeners would. It will be by his regard of that person. It depends on which part of that person is willing to give, for what reason, and it's all discussed at a higher level than need. I've helped many. Not once it failed. Not, we all, new generation of new kids is already Matrix kids.
Yes, I've heard about the new generations coming into the world, that they're gifted, beyond what we've been through. But even though we're at a point in our lives here where, we're willing to go beyond to have these experiences, the new generations, they're naturally part of this right. Evolution.
Right. And only 15% of our generation of adult, anybody, below 50, I would say, only 15% are matrixed. We're born this way. They're natural, God says. Now, why kids and us are so different? To the point that it will break many hearts. And again, he says it's a new program. Because modesty has to prevail. We have to know, and he explained my generation in relationship to, and he said, there's enough information that I brought to life that needs to surface. So there will be also a school of thought that he's given to me that will be also probably unsoulful talk, and we're almost there. I am more ready than he says, and I think, and he desires me to be have knowing, because this is better for me. Let him burden himself with what's taking place. I'm just appearing every morning and saying, here I am, and we float. Truly we float, because there is an essence of mother in me that needs to know about my kids, my motherhood. Mother is very protective of me. She needs me to be where I am. Occasionally they don't agree. Father and the mother don't agree. Occasionally it happens. I just sit back. They check with each other. They allow me because I'm a kid and I work in a design modems, he says, God forbid you mention modems.
So what does this mean now when you speak about modems?
Modem is, he says, take it up on you. I'm not going to. Next programs. Next available conversation, he says. So now realize how much is we're willing to share right now. How much is, not everything is just a body, but what enormous support goes into work to give us everything that we need. But again, we failed many times. So if we start, not just begin, beginnings are already known. People are already living with these notions, thinking there's something different about me. Those people already know, boy, they're going to be helped first, probably, because medicine is naive. There are struggles within people's hearts, and it's forsaken. It's not going to be tolerated, but things need to change first, because love needs hearts. Those loving hearts who came to earth to manifest themselves in a good future, but they get very little regard and very less acceptance than these hearts can tolerate. Next couple of years are going to be stern from God. People will be reminded to be.
Oh, I agree with you that it's just a miracle and so amazing that people are now moving forward and seeing that there's more to just traditional medicine, as we talked about, and that they're seeing that when they open up their hearts, as you mentioned, that then they have other types of experiences, and it's experiences even beyond what traditional medicine offers, that we're looking to a higher way, a different way. But traditional medicine is also very good, because we need that many times in our lives as well. But we don't want to be addicted to medicine where we're taking one pill, then we need another pill, and then another one. And so what you're talking about is experiencing something, and this is just introduction that we're talking about today, is just lifting and seeing a different way in the energy, in quantum and matrix. So these may be new terms to some people.
Well, what we established with Father, and it's his current thought, and there is no need for us to be sick. Now, I can go into a little bit of detail. He's teaching me the true freedom that the soul brings to the person. Self-healing is the pathway that I'm studying with him. Pretty much finished studying it. I automated a lot of processes that were not available to my generation. Let's not kid ourselves. There is a way not to be sick at all. Don't remember being sick. Don't take any medicine. Don't need to. He even asked me not to take supplements. I'm a product of Dr. Andrew Weil, where supplements were recommended. I was, after school, began kind of on supplements. I followed that train of thought, but I was asked not to. Why? I needed to be vibrational and pure. On pure, I became constanta. I became placebo. I became positive energy, and I became him. And then I could recreate what was not gifted to me to become what he wanted to see, which is a future of humankind, not medicine. In his mind, there is no future for medicine.
You know, it's really interesting that you mentioned placebo, because when there's studies and documentation out there about people taking a placebo and actually getting healed, and just realizing that they think they're taking the right medicine for what they have, and somehow they become healed in the same way perhaps as someone who's actually taking the medicine. So that's also letting people know too that something else is going on, that your thoughts are changing. It's like an evolution of a thought process that changes the body, and that we're also going to the underlying causes. You know, what is the underlying cause of you even having that, and that disease or that autoimmune problem or something else going on in the body? And so this way we're also changing our thought patterns. We're seeing something else and altering the states, like seeing something else change even in our subconscious, where we're changing our mindful thoughts about something that actually goes deeper within, and then has an effect on our physical bodies, our thinking, and more about our thoughts. Would you agree?
Absolutely. That was my progress that I made with God. We worked at the heart level, not the mind level. We also gave a lot of problem spots, and I'm not going to mention because it will be probably another conversation, or on the website, Soulful Talk. We cleansed parts that are default, and I didn't need to be. We began a lot of new neuronal pathways in me. To become placebo, you have to rebuild a little bit, but on nano is part of God. To be able to create, and again, ladies and gentlemen, remember that creation is made of material that is different. So soul and nano flow together. It's not a propaganda. It's a flow. Flow is natural. We became flow first before we became humanity. Flow is us on the top of the mountain, not below. What's a nasty disease process brings us. And by the way, he even told me what virus is. I don't know if he will. I will probably break that news what virus is actually, because it's actually a code. Virus is a code.
Yes, I think everything, there is the code. It is a code of, how we are in our bodies. It's different codes that we maybe can detect or figure out how we could, change the code or alter the codes. And it also changes our cells in our body. We talked about cleansing, cleansing the body, cleansing the blood. And in order for new, greater energy to come in, we need to cleanse out. It's been said that you need to sweep, the floor, sweep it before you actually go ahead and wash it. Otherwise, you're just moving things around on the floor. So, in other words, you need to cleanse in order to experience something even greater.
Not everything is coded. What he's it's my next couple of books. First, I started to write Spiritual DNA book. The Code is another book. It's partially done. Codes are obvious, not to all. It's also new generation of thought processes. There is less in the code. I'm not going. It's another topic, another conversation. But all that is maybe propaganda to some people, unnatural to others. There are some believers. There are some rude. There is still a lot of rudeness ahead. So all that will collide. It will be more. I'm not going to hurt anybody's feelings because it's not a positive energy. That's not God. I only came to deliver what God wants. But codes are obvious. There will be probably people behind me who are going to be studying less than what God is willing to share with me. But by virtue of being his kid, he's giving me enough. So A, I protect myself. B, I continue on the path willingly, not because he said so. So I do touch up with him on my own, not just for public, what it is that I need to be not available for. But that's not my professional pursuit. It's just for my protection, for the loving person in me.